Alrighty, so these are my fights with Smug, which I believe is a good player that has had a big break. So I'm sure if they weren't so rusty, I'd probably be getting my shit destroyed. But yeah, so this first fight didn't really get recorded properly, so it's just gonna start midway through. And if it wasn't, it was good because I didn't like I wasn't getting pressured that hard, so I could make a lot of free decisions. For the most part, I was doing probably most of pressure, which I prefer it kind of like that. And they're just showing the very tip hit that I was talking about in the other video. It just really helps to throw people off a bit, using the very, very, very tip of the weapon. And now just moving on to the second fight. We only really had two fights, unfortunately. I had to get off because latency started to pick up after the second fight, but in general, I don't think the lag was too bad. I'm sure there would have been a little bit of latency, of course, just because we had the extra distance. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad for the most part. Yeah, you can really tell Smug's rusty. I've never really versed Smug before either. It was a bit of a surprise, actually, to be honest. But I hate the lance, so I'm glad that there weren't too many lance running attacks. That shit's like kryptonite for me. Here I'm just really trying to play out the running attacks, trying to make it as awkward as possible. Good old R2 mix up, and back to the running attack meta. Honestly, I do use too many running attacks in this fight, to be fair. Probably the worst parry attempt I've ever done in my life, and that right there was the biggest mistake I made. I rolled in for no reason whatsoever, rolled in there. I didn't get punished for it though, which was just lucky on my end there. I should have punished that roll in that Smug just did, but I was a bit too slow, a bit out of it I suppose. And now we're just mucking around here. Bit of a trade, nothing going on. Another running attack, good news. R2 doesn't phase him. And we're getting up to the end here. Yeah, I just staggered out the running attack a bit more just to really help throw people off. I did talk about all the things in the video about the good basics or whatever. I used hitting them with the very tip of the weapon just to use the most amount of phantom range or latency or whatever to make it look like they weren't going to get hit. Using the R2 mix-ups to help catch rolls instead of just trying to outright hit them. And also staggering out your attacks just to, yeah, try to screw him over a little bit. But it was really fun fighting Smug because it was a new player that I hadn't actually fought before, or at least I don't really remember ever fighting. And by the sounds of what the boys were saying is that Smug was really good. Would have kicked my ass for sure if they weren't so rusty, but that's okay. Everyone takes breaks from this game. It's pretty much dog shit and it's dying, so that's probably a good thing. Alright, enjoy your New Year's, guys.